it to the top. We're gonna give it all we got. It's our time to shine. It's Sip and Speak the Tea with D&D.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sip and Speak the Tea with D&D. I'm Denise.
And I'm your girl, Danette.
Coming to you from Milwaukee. What flavor tea we have today, Danette?
Today, we will be tasting Java black
Java.
tea.
It's black.
Very flavorful. It's got a,
Malty.
it's malty, but
With
slight
citrus.
slight citrus.
It's good. It's good.
But yeah, I could go for it.
I
Pretty
suggest you
crisp.
try it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, people, give it a try. Give it a try.
Okay,
Flavorful.
people. All right. You see our thumbnail. Man, all these feuds. Oh, all these feuds is going on. Is this a distraction or what, people? We got Remy Ma, Papoose. We got Q. We got Don. We got DDG and Halle Bailey. Oh my goodness. And of course, the biggest one, we have the Diddy case. Man. And we also have Yandy and Mendeezy, or Yandy and her stylist. Man. Aaron the Plumber and Whack 100.
Yeah.
It is going down.
All the way down.
Oh my goodness.
Hollywood is no joke, y'all.
People
It's
saying,
no
why
joke.
are they putting all this stuff out? Well, they put it out there. We're talking about it. Keep on putting it out there, people.
Yeah.
You know, this all proves that, they just human like we are. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. They have a lot more going on because they seem like they're a lot worse.
Yeah. The more money, the
Stuff.
more problems. They say the
Yeah.
more money, the more problems they have.
I believe that too. It brings a lot of chaos and, man, just evilness to me.
Yes,
Just
it does.
evil. But man, let's get into
Goodness.
it, y'all.
Yeah, let's get into it, people. We're going to let Deliano, our producer, put up the videos, and we will discuss them.
You said niggas not wolfing. I'm just trying to get a fade. Now niggas talking about killing me.
You want a fade, blood? Where you at? Cause you doing a lot of whistling like you running.
Oh, shit. Nigga, I know what you trying to do, bro.
Fuck them niggas, blood. I'ma get on donuts for not killing your ass, blood.
Whoa.
You keep whooping, blood, we gonna activate blood, homie. Don't nobody give a fuck about that whoop. Blood, you cost $1,500, my nigga. Nigga, turn your TV off, blood. You telling me threatening my homeboy.
Whoa. Nigga, ain't nobody whack. Ain't nobody nigga, I came to you.
Oh, a lot of cussing, people.
Ooh-wee.
He had a lot to say.
Oh, my
Whack
goodness.
100 wasn't playing.
Oh,
Wasn't
that
playing
was
at all with that.
yes, that was a conversation between Whack 100 and Aaron Plummer. And we're gonna play the other video, peoples.
Hey, that's one thing too. You're a snitch, that's why. Yep, I'm gonna snitch on you too. So you better watch what you say, because I'm gonna screenshot you and I'm gonna send it right to the police and I'm gonna tell them you threatening me. So you better not. Y'all is weird. Y'all are so weird. Anybody call me a snitch, you're weird. Anybody condones in a man threatening to unalive women and children is a buster and needs to be in jail. Oh, mamas. And if it was up to me, I wouldn't even call the police on a nigga. Man, I told him to pop out for a fade. Nigga, let's beat me. Nigga, you talking about nigga mom and kids, bro? You didn't take it to another level. Oh, God, nigga, it's weird. Why you don't fight Adams? Adam don't want to squabble. He's a buster. Hey, y'all go listen to my song, God's Wrath. You know what I'm saying? We got fear and they some demons. Real talk. Nigga, y'all listen to what I'm saying, bro. These people is demons. He has the enhanced energy, so he felt them vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, talking about some magic shit. Like, what do you mean he has enhanced energy? Yeah, this nigga's a devil. These niggas are demons, bro. Demons in the flesh, man. Whack is a cop, so he know you're a snitch, bro. Me, I will beat your bitch ass. On God, nigga. I'm finna kick you out, because I'd rather just beat you up, nigga. Hate when niggas talk shit, too, bro. I don't...
Yeah, because he getting started.
Yeah. Wow.
What do you call them? They some demons.
That's Aaron the plumber. You know, he has been on Zeus, and he did what he got on a show with Erica Mena, you know. Um he he had problems there, but what transpired there was he was on No Jumper, and he was saying how he had got pow, you know, but Whack 100 had his paperwork. He got Whack 100 had got on Glad TV, and Glad wanted him to, you know, present his paperwork, and then it went to commercial and they never presented it. So Whack went back on No Jumper, and Adam 22 wanted him to present Aaron Plumber's paperwork, which Whack 100 was supposed to be his manager. But he was fronting and saying that he had deserved the pow, and he told a whole new different scenario about the pow. That wasn't true what he said, you know, according to the paperwork. That he said that, you know, he was bullying people and, you know, this, that, and other. But it wasn't true. He got pow because he was messing with a guy's girlfriend. And also the guys that was with him, it was like a drive-by by his house, and they got pow too. So Whack 100, Adam 22 got a hold to the paperwork, and then he presented it on his show. That particular argument, Aaron the Plumber had went over to Ray J's, and one of Ray J's security guard, Donut, had spat on him. And so he wanted a fade. And he asked Whack 100, you know, to get him a fade. And Whack 100 was planning on giving him a fade on 20 versus 1. Aaron Plummer felt it wasn't fast enough. And so he said, the Mexicans, the Pyrus, the gangs, all these Crips and Bloods, they're not waiting anymore. And Whack went off on Aaron the Plumber. He went off. And so he said Whack 100 said he didn't care about women or children. And Aaron Plumber took that as a threat to his mom and him. And so he went to the police. And now they calling him a snitch. And you said there's a warrant out for Whack 100's arrest, this, that, and other, allegedly. And everything we say is alleged, and for entertainment and educational purposes only. So we'll see about that. I don't know if that he has a warrant for his arrest or not, but you know, he said he turned him in and he wanted for what is that? Unaliving, attempted to unalive and stuff like that. So we'll see what comes out of it. But it's just Aaron the Plumber. I don't know about him. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't get the full scoop of that story either, but
Yeah. It
they just.
transpired, you know, but because
But how
Ray
would you
J.
take it though by that comment being made about, you know, the women and children and stuff? Like
Yeah.
he opened that up kind of like a
Yeah.
threat, like again, if I can't get you, like I don't care, you
He
know.
he said that he don't care if be it women or children. You heard on the phone call, and that was terrible. But we'll see. And like we said, you know, the women are being so disrespected now and not protected. Women and children.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Hashtag protect women and children, people. All right.
Okay, let's move on.
Gee, if you've seen all of that and was at puppy parties,
Don't play with me, bro.
and you the same size as
Don't
Uncle
play with
Phil,
me.
and you the same size
what's going on?
as Professor Ogilvy, and you the same size as Lucien Griez, Clive Davis,
How you doing? Okay.
why you want us to believe that you weren't at them parties participating in that behavior, G? We heard everything you got to say on the line, G.
What up, Goose?
G, are you a victim of Diddy?
And
Well,
this another one.
do we have another
play
one?
the other.
People that was Don Knott. Shout out to Don Knott.
Yes, and also
He's
to
a YouTuber.
Live Bites. Did that say Live
Yeah, Live
Bites? I
Bites.
think?
Mhm.
Guy that said in 2004 you was at a party with P. Diddy and you held him down with 2 minor kids. I did an interview with him on my YouTube last night. What do you have to say about that, Gene? What about Ryan? What about Ryan Pittman? What about what you did to Ryan Pittman? What about Ryan Pittman, Gene Deal? I interviewed him last night. He said you was at a puppy party. You gave him E-pills, and he held 2 minors down, as well as him, Gene. I interviewed him on my YouTube last night, Gene. He found it out too. Right. See you when you get inside. Right. You coming back in, right? I'll see you when you get inside. Coming back down?
Oh my God.
Oh
And
my
shout
goodness.
out to Rock With It.
Yeah, Rockwood. Shout out to Rockwood. Gene
Oh
Deal.
my
Did you hear him? He
gosh.
said, "I'll
I
see
see
you
you
inside."
inside. So I hope y'all all caught that though. What Denat
Jenna
was
was saying
saying. If you notice what he was saying about
the S fan
allegedly
and the allegedly the
allegedly
P Diddy
Gene
party.
Deal holding them down.
Yes, and what he's talking about, this white Caucasian man. He had so many names. Well, Randy P was on Donat, and he Donat interviewed him. Now he was on Ticket TV as another Dexter Pittman, whoever he is. But anyway, the white male had explained that he had just recently filed a lawsuit against P Diddy. He said he was like a talent. He was a talent. He worked for a talent agency, and he ended up going to a place where Diddy was holding his fashion show, and Farnsworth, took a liking to him, and then he introduced him to P Diddy, and P Diddy actually told him to leave his talent agency and basically come work for Sean John's fashion. And Farnsworth came to the young man at this particular time and told him, we want you to scout for other, talent and bring them over there to the fashion show. To, I guess to wear the clothes or whatever. But anyway, allegedly. And so he told him to, scout out people. So the guy thought that he was supposed, he was looking for adults. And Farnsworth went over there to him and pointed or suggested, allegedly, that's what he says, that these 2 young ladies, 13 and 14, would be a good fit. And he said, okay. And so he told them to go ask the young ladies, do they want to go to,
To the
party or
party.
something? Yeah. And the young ladies are saying, yeah,
But
they're
of course they
young.
would.
Yeah, of course,
know.
they're young.
Mhm.
I don't think they had no idea what they were in for. These young people, they don't be thinking, and
They just be
they was excited,
yeah.
celebrity,
They be infatuated and
yeah,
fascinated by all,
these celebrities
with the
and
celebrities and stuff. So that's normal, for them to react like that.
yeah, being young. I know when I was
Mhm.
young. Yeah, yeah. And next thing I know, I'm crying, Mama.
Right,
know.
right. Because you
Oh
don't
my
know what you're
goodness.
getting yourself into.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I kind of feel like had that been me, I would have declined. I would have been like, nah, man, that's okay. Because those are kids. Being in Ryan or I forgot the guy's name, Ryan Pittman,
Yeah.
but that was something
He
he
said that he
wasn't
was even
made.
starstruck. So
Yeah,
to work with P. Diddy, he was
right.
struck himself. And he was like, okay. But I
Yeah,
don't
but to
think he had,
party, I don't know. I still think, I guess because, I partied with a lot of stars and stuff like that, but I've always been respected by them. So I never had a bad experience. I never had that. But at the same token, it's just like, I guess if you really get, I don't know how much starstruck I mean, you just have to be like really blown away because I can't see myself saying, well, if you're talking about going to party, I'm not telling no 13-year-old if they look like babies to me. No.
and he said that
I just
you could
wouldn't do
tell they
it.
were underage, and he
Yeah.
was starstruck and just wanted to work for Sean John Fashion, Global Fashion, and he did it. And those girls okayed it, and they got in a car. They was in the car with Farnsworth. He said himself and the two girls, and P Diddy was in the car with the driver or somebody, and then I guess the Gene Deal, and there was two other people, and they trailed each other, and they all met there at the same time at a hotel that he didn't want to disclose, I guess because of the lawsuit.
Right.
Well, the things that transpired, and he did say Gene Deal wasn't there at the time of the essay, but he was in and out of the room. He came in the room to have a drink, and he was in and out. And after it happened, he was there. So, and he said, no doubt, Gene Deal knew what was
What was
going
going
on.
on?
But he did say one of the security guards had
Hell.
participated.
Yeah.
So he did file a lawsuit, people. So we got to see what happens out of this.
And I wonder these young girls, well, they were young at the time, if these ladies will hear and take heed, to this lawsuit, and if they will appear.
That's what he hoping. He said he
Mhm.
don't know their names, but he hope that these young ladies see this and jump on this bandwagon, because he said he didn't not only did it for himself, he did it for those girls.
Right.
And he said he was in prison because they asked why you hadn't filed this, and he said like he went to prison 8 years after it happened. I mean, what, 9 years after it happened, and then he filed it 8 years after he got out. Let's see. I mean, the way he was talking, and he have pictures, people. He have pictures with Farnsworth and Diddy.
Yes, he
He's got
did.
pictures.
He did.
So
Do we have a clip of the lawsuit?
So it looks like we might be hearing from Farnsworth Bentley a little sooner than later. Did y'all see the lawsuit that him and Diddy got hit with? Let's get into the details. So here we have Randy Pittman, who is suing Sean John Combs, Diddy, and Derek Watkins, who is Farnsworth Bentley, for SA, for drugging, for battery, apparently to him and two females, on or about May 23rd, 2003, in a hotel in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, he's claiming that he was performing his duties as a talent scout for Options Talent at Lenox Square Mall in Atlanta, Georgia, where Diddy was having a fashion show. So plaintiff says during the event, Farnsworth approached him asking him about his job and if he knew any women who would be interested in attending an after party hosted by Diddy, and told him, hey, if you can bring women or some girls, y'all can go to this event. So remember, this was going to be an after party. So following the fashion show, the plaintiff was introduced to Diddy, who provided him with event credentials and the details. And Diddy basically told him, act like you're part of my team and take pictures, of Diddy during the event. He also says that Diddy and Farnsworth told him to bring two females who were there, who were ages 13 and 14. And they were going to be transported to the hotel by Combs' entourage, where the party was being held and where the assaults took place. Apparently, while at the hotel, Diddy and Farnsworth gave them alcohol, pills, coerced them into acts they didn't want to do through intoxication, manipulation, threats of violence. And Pittman basically says all three of them were subject to SA, battery, and other unlawful acts by both of them during the party. So now he's saying he has suffered physical injury, severe emotional distress, physiological trauma, and lasting harm. Now, the other two, victims aren't suing or haven't shown face, came forward, none of that. This is just the guy that's saying, hey, this happened.
Okay, you guys. Y'all can look further
yeah,
into
into
that.
that. But the lawsuit has been filed, people. Oh my goodness. It just keeps getting worse and worse.
It's
Worse and
just
worse. And my opinion, I don't think P. Diddy's not getting out of this. He's not getting out of this. And I was watching Freddie P on Art of Dialogue, and he said if P Diddy wished to get out. I mean, if it so happened he did get out of, I know. Well, my opinion, he's not. But if he would to get out of it, that he will come after Cassie. Not, and he said he knows him, and he will come after Cassie. Not only Cassie, he gonna come after all of them that's not there, and not supporting him. And so I don't understand why everybody is being quiet and not saying anything. And they all know what P. Diddy was doing. All of them. and they all hiding and scattering.
Yeah.
We all know that the drugs, that was, that they had and or they were using, may have, contributed to
Right.
them doing some of these things, and then P Diddy using it against them as blackmail. But I would have
That's true.
more respect for them if they say, hey, I was drugged out, and he had me doing this, that, and the other.
Oh, that co-
And he had me doing this, that, and the other. Say something, people. Send
Well, I think some of them probably won't.
send something anonymously,
Yeah, anonymously. But I
yeah,
think, yeah, some of them won't just because of the fact that they want to implicate
themselves.
themselves.
Ask for immunity. Come on. Don't run and hide, because you don't think he gonna get y'all too. Come on now. He's gonna get y'all. He's not only gonna go after Cassie because he seems like he's very vindictive, and he loves to, actually, allegedly, what I hear and see, he loves threatening people, so, and
And he
blackmailing
follows
people.
through.
Yes. And that's why y'all was all
If
scared. And that's
everything is,
understandable. And
if
that's understandable.
right.
I'd have been scared too. Look what he doing. Kid Cudi car. He said we're gonna do it a week
Mhm.
later. Look what happens. Yeah, he was very powerful. Still may have some of that power, but he wasn't powerful on his own. By y'all not saying nothing, that gave him power, and the Elites gave him power.
Very
But
much so.
I believe the Elites got their hands off of him. I think they let it go. So I think y'all all need to tell what he did. I don't think he need to see the light of day, really.
Of course, not with
Allegedly.
everything he has done
That, I
and will
mean,
continue to do.
yes. I
So
mean, the
therefore, I mean, he
monstrous,
shouldn't. He is
satanic
a monster.
things that
He is a
he has
monster.
done. And you even heard on the interviews with Gene Deal. Remember when he said on the way to the trial for Shine, when P Diddy told him to stop, stop. They like detoured, and he came across this priest. He walked with him, the priest in the park, and the priest told him to go in the box and take a dove, and he threw it up in the air, and the dove just hit the
Oh
ground.
yeah, I
And
remember that
then
now.
P Diddy turned. He said he turned around and went past him like, okay, you know, when you get on these drugs, and you stay on these drugs, you do some satanic things. The
Yeah,
more you
you
stay
do.
on them, the more things you will do.
But I feel that some were willing participants.
The longer you stay on them, it's bad.
Yeah.
And yeah,
But I think if
some
I'm talking
some
about
of them
just
has
from the
become.
beginning, I think that some were just willing
Yeah,
participants.
I agree. Some
And
have,
they are
some of them
just as
became him.
monstrous as P. Diddy.
Exactly. And them the ones who
So
not saying nothing too. You
right,
know what I'm saying? I'm
right,
talking about the ones who regret what they done. And it was the drugs and the
right.
blackmail that had them doing that. I'm talking to those people. That's who
Yeah,
I'm talking to. That's who I'm talking to. I
yeah.
know. I was on them. I know what it does to you, what it does to your brain.
Well, you're definitely not yourself. You're not. I mean, you don't know what you're capable of. Basically, just doing some of anything,
Exactly. Exactly.
anything, because
Exactly.
you're out of your mind.
Exactly.
You don't have a mind during that time of drugs. So I.
I wouldn't wish that on my worstest enemy or even try to put somebody on that, you know. And most of the time, people that introduce people, to them drugs, they either want them to spend their money with them or they want them to do stuff for them, one or the other.
You know what I
All of
really
it's
hate?
bad.
I really hate for all the children that's being brought up and within, their families.
Correct.
that's being brought up and all this insanity and stuff. Like, that's crazy to me because they are aware, and I know they are aware of what's going on as they get older. Because I don't think it's really being like hidden. Like, they see a lot of things, they hear of everything that's going on, like with P. Diddy, all his children and stuff. But I mean, his sons, they're done.
Yeah, I
His
believe
sons
that.
are done.
Yeah, I believe they participate in a
They
lot
were
of it.
participants for sure. And his
Allegedly,
daughters,
allegedly.
allegedly, um, his daughters, to me, they seem like they just don't care.
And,
Like
and I think
like
they
it don't
know a
even
little bit about. I
phase.
think they know a
They
little bit
just
about it. They took in. They had went on that yacht. You see that clip where they was on a yacht and turned in their phones. I believe it was Big Homie CC who had took that clip, and he didn't get on that boat because he wasn't giving up his phone. But he took a little video of P Diddy twins putting up their phones, getting on the boat. And I think I don't supposed to say rugs. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I'll say rugs to the D word
right.
because YouTube is real strict. So I have to remind myself the rugs. So what do you think? You
Oh,
think them girls know a little bit of what's
I
going
do.
on? I do too.
I do.
I do.
They are of age. They know.
They know, and that's why he didn't mind them being in court. But when the people got to talking, that's why they stopped them from going because he didn't want everybody.
Right.
He was trying to protect their innocence.
You
But those
supposed
girls,
to.
yeah,
You
you
supposed to.
supposed to anyway. I don't see why
Mhm.
he had them up in there anyway.
Right.
But those girls know. I believe they knew and they've
I
seen
definitely
things.
believe they
Yes, I
know.
believe that.
That's my own
I really
personal
believe
opinion.
that. Yep, I believe it. All right. He had 30 years, people. Just it's unimaginable what all he has done and what all he has had people do.
Unreal, unreal. But they better hope he gets sent up the river. He would be gone for a long time.
You know,
They better hope.
I'm just hoping allegedly there's bodies. You know,
But he needs to pay for all the crimes that he has committed. He just they need to send him away. And I do know that before I said, yeah, it just seemed like they're just giving him a whooping and it just seemed like for some reason I just think like he was gonna get off. But now that
no,
more and
ain't no
more
way.
let me
But you know
finish
what?
talking. Let me finish
Okay.
talking. Cause
Okay.
I was just about to say
Okay. Whew.
I was just about to say that I did feel that way, but now as more and more things are coming out, it seemed like it's kind of going the other way. Like now, yeah, he he may not get out of this, you guys. I don't think so.
I already don't have trust in this just
Judicial,
the justice system.
the judicial.
See?
Ah, okay, I can't say it
But
again.
anyway, I really would lose all trust in it because if you got money, you above the law. Come on, people. He has did too much. He has done too much. It's, it's
Yeah,
just
but I just feel like I said, my opinion and stuff is starting to change. Now I think he's gonna get convicted. At least he should definitely get convicted for sure.
forgive me,
But
Lord, but he should never see the light of day. Not
I'm not for sure what kind of time he's gonna get. But he let go of the plea deal. What was that? 15 years, I believe.
Yep, but he
So
also can, um, as that what's his name, Dexter explained, in the interview. Even if
mhm.
he get convicted, he can turn people in and lessen his sentence, even though he's been
So
charged.
if he denied it, you saying later on, I
Yeah,
mean,
giving up
while he's
people.
locked up,
Yeah,
if he
giving up
give up
people.
names,
E-
they can change it
Exactly.
and
A
go back
matter of
to the plea deal.
yeah, a matter of fact, he
I didn't know
said
that.
that Cassie wasn't the one who started it all, or Ron. What was that? Rod. He neither one of them wasn't the one that started. He said R. Kelly was in there talking, and he started it. He didn't
Alleged.
start telling, allegedly. So, and he said Diddy will, if he get charged, he's going to do the same. But Gene Deal said the
It's
same thing
possible.
too. He ain't gonna go down by himself. A lot of people saying that he's not gonna go down by himself, and I believe them because they know what type of person he is. And so he was. So another question came to mind when they said, he's not gonna go down by himself. But when he behind bars, he's gonna start telling. Is they gonna Epstein him?
Mm.
And dude said, for what? Because he probably already told his lawyers everything. Said his family and stuff already know too. So, wow. But people, I would keep my eye on Luigi because he's in that pod. I would keep my eye
Oh
on
yeah, but they
Luigi.
moved him there, right? They
Mm-hmm.
moved him there, and that makes you think, like, why would
Mm-hmm.
they do that?
I would keep my
Like,
eyes out on
what's the deal
Luigi.
with that?
Right.
So
He might get
they know how to
activated.
set stuff up, y'all. Y'all know that. They know how to set it up.
He might get activated. So,
Just might. Just might.
allegedly.
Okay, let's
So
move
let's move on.
on.
Look at here.
Yikes!
The biggest troll in the world, people. Lord have
That
mercy.
is a joke. That is funny. Funny.
Ooh,
And he had the nerve
you
to
know
wear
you the
that to a
biggest troll in the
game.
world. The biggest troll in the world.
Mm,
My
mm, mm.
goodness. Free Diddy. Oh
That
my
looked like
God.
the Knicks.
Yeah, the
That
Knicks
the
game.
Knicks game.
Yeah. Wow. What do you think
Just
about that, Danette?
you know what? 50 Cent is funny. That man, I can't do nothing but laugh at some of the stuff he do. Because you just don't know what to expect from him.
Mm,
But that right there is hilarious. Like that was a good joke.
mm.
A good joke. Cause yeah,
Well, well,
he
and
one of those.
well, so far, shout out to Teacher's Tales because she's really breaking it down. It look like what
Yes.
Capricorn Clark that
Oh. Mm.
she didn't basically when everybody was talking about they didn't see the Rico and they didn't see the conspiracy or the enterprise. Basically, she laid it out then. So here it is, people. It's getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah, they say she broke it down
Yeah. Yeah.
in that
Real
courtroom.
damaging. That was real damaging. And P. Diddy defense team trying to they was trying to X out Kid Cudi's testimony. What kind of mess is that?
Well, they're gonna try with everything in their
Mm.
hand.
Yeah, of course.
So who's to say? But it'll continue on. We'll see what
I
happens,
think
what
this is gonna be a
transpires.
long, long trial, people. All right, and shout out to Megan Thee Stallion and Eminem. They got that
Oh
hip hop
yeah, the
artist,
award.
yeah, award.
Yes, they did.
Yes, shout out to them.
And these are okay. We can move on.
Yeah, we
But
can
we
move
just
on.
wanted to shout them out.
Yes.
Oh, no more videos.
Oh
Wow.
well,
What about the
the
squad?
Papoose. Oh, I'm sorry, people. I sent the videos. I don't know what happened. Well, Papoose and
Remy Ma.
Remy Ma. Oh my goodness.
They
You
airing it
know,
all,
yes
right?
they
They
are.
in a
Yes they are.
battle.
Oh my God.
That's a true feud
And
right there.
and Papoose usually don't say anything.
Yeah,
I
he usually
wonder
sit back
what
quiet.
and who triggered. Did Remy Ma trigger him, or did somebody get in his ear and make him get out there? And he called her a narcissist allegedly, and and she called him Palm. What she called Palm Poos, Palm Poos. He said allegedly she said he pawned his her jewelry, calling him Dusty, broke,
Broke. Yeah.
calling him Carissa Shields' wife. Say now he want to be a wife. You know, basically saying that he's not a man. No,
Yeah, man, the way she tell it,
he
like
was the man, but now
she
he's
wore the
somebody's wife.
pants. That's the way
Allegedly.
she tell it. Like she made the money. Like it was
Mm,
all her.
mm,
She took care of him.
mhm.
She did it all.
I guess
That's
that's
how
why
she talked.
Papoose got out there and told the story from the beginning. When he met her, he made a hit record, and he was supposed to go
Hmm.
on tour to promote that record. And when she got in trouble, he went to her rescue,
Rescue.
and then he
Sure did.
focused in on her and left his career
Hmm.
alone. And then
Yeah.
when she got out, he took care of everything and the kids. And when she got out,
He put her in
he
the
he
forefront.
put her in the forefront, and she made the money. And then she said,
Mhm.
this my money, you gotta go out there and make your own money. And he said he
Yeah.
did. I can see that.
Cause
And
if I'm not mistaken, I believe he wrote some of the songs, her
that's what
songs.
he
He
said.
wrote her
I can see her
music.
acting like Daffy Duck. Mine, all mine. Mine, all mine. You ever seen that cartoon with Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny? When they find a gold mine, and then together, when they find a gold mine together, Daffy Duck try to find a way to get rid of Bugs Bunny. Tell me, mine, all mine. But anyway, and he was saying, celebrities, as we've been saying, they're humans just like us. And he said, she's trying to rewrite
Mhm.
history. She didn't clean her Instagram and try to rewrite, the history, their history. And he also said that she I lost my thought. Uh, I lost my thought.
I don't
Papoose.
know, but he went back from the time of her of the infidelity
Yeah.
and stuff.
And really incriminated himself because he said, "Yeah, I knocked him out."
Yeah, sure
And he didn't
did.
knock him out because he was messing with his wife. He said he
Hmm.
knocked him out because he shook
Shook
his
his
hand
hand
and
and
then
then
messed
messed
with
it
his
with her.
wife.
Right.
So, you know.
Indeed, indeed. And then he even spoke about her the inmate
Yeah.
from
Coming
prison
to their
coming to
home
your
and
home and
she was
stay.
messing with the
Yeah.
inmate in
Oh
their
my
home.
God.
Who claimed he caught that a female inmate, her inmate.
Yes, a female
So he
claimed to her.
claimed, yeah, she did
Hmm.
that, but they're airing it out, and here for it. and
Yep.
and
Yep.
I guess Carissa Shields triggered her, and I really, in my opinion, I've heard a lot of other people saying the same thing. I really don't think it was enough to trigger. Like last time, the other interviews, I think this time on the Bristol Club, Charmaine and them just had to do it. They started speaking about that divorce. And she kept it real short and simple. That's their thing. And I don't think that should have triggered her like that. But apparently it did, because a couple of days later, here she went. But she said, we don't know her. And that's what Papoose was saying. How the celebrities gonna know? I mean, gonna say we don't know them when we follow them all through from the beginning to end. But then when they
Hmm.
do something, you don't know me. Yes, we
Right.
do.
And y'all do all these reality
Yes, we
shows
do.
and always
Yes,
stand in the
yes, we do.
limelight, so in the
Yeah,
spotlight.
yes.
Mhm.
That's what I lost my thought about. But you don't
Right.
know me. I, you know, it's just sad. And from what I saw, he held her down.
He did.
He
I've
held her down.
always liked Papoose though.
Yeah, me
Maybe
too.
because he always did
Because he
like,
held her down.
yeah, he held her down and it was shown. It was
Yes.
shown
Yes, it
how he
was.
was there for her. It was shown to me like he really his daughter, his family meant a lot to him.
Yes. When people was telling him he
And
was
he
staying and visiting almost every day and staying from the beginning to the end, he was all in. He was all in. And for her
Mhm.
to say in the end, this is my money. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But she talk about him like, oh, and act like he just don't have a dime. Like he is so broke.
But if
And how
he
she
is, he's
speak.
broke because he held you down.
That would be true. That would be true. But you've taken a lot away from him.
Yes, he
With
gave
all the
me
help and everything he has done for you and putting you in the forefront, he made you.
exactly. He held you
And
down.
that's something that need to be recognized.
We do. She know it. That's why she is calling, call him broke and said he got a gambling problem. Probably with all the 99 problems he had, he probably had to go gamble a little bit.
Yeah. I think he did admit to that, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
That he did go gamble, but so what?
things can get stressful,
So
but
what? You need some kind of outlet.
yeah, things can get stressful. You just gotta watch so you don't get addicted to it. That's all. But I don't know.
Man, what's going on with the squatter situation though?
Oh my God! I
What was
wish I could.
what state?
It was in
What state was that?
Chicago.
In Chicago.
Yes,
Do you
we do.
have that? Oh,
We
we
sent
don't
it.
have that either.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness, we sent
goodness,
it.
people.
The squad. Oh my God, we this squatter thing is getting so out of control. People, y'all have to look it up for yourself. But the owner did the unthinkable. Two, a couple took over this owner's house. I don't know. I forgot his
What
name.
was the
Do we have? And he took.
wasn't the house up for sale or something?
Yeah, they had a house up
Yeah,
for sale. The realtor showed a potential buyer, went over there to show the potential buyer, the house. When they got there, it was a couple there. And they told the owner. So the owner called the police, and as usual with the police, tell them we can't do nothing about it. They have to change these rules.
They have to,
They have
but
changed
they
these rules.
have, I think, started in some states. In some states, they are beginning to hold these squatters accountable.
Yes, if you want to look at the story, it's ABC 7, Chicago News, where they, you can't beat them, join them. The owner moved in with him, with him and his wife and his friends. I don't know, Danette, if I would have did that. I couldn't trust.
That's
I
scary,
couldn't
though.
sleep. They moved in with the squatters. And the squatters said, okay. And they still weren't budging. And they said the squatters even had paperwork, but it was a bogus mortgage paper. It was bogus mortgage paperwork. And the police still wouldn't do nothing about it, and it was bogus. Well, they moved in with them, and they offered them. Well, actually, they offered them 4,000. The people they wanted 8,000, but they gave them 4,000 to leave. Then they left, and what they do? Went down the street and went squatted in somebody else's.
With $4,000 in their pocket.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, but that's so crazy though, because they actually had to get paid to leave out of a home that
they didn't even
own, that they shouldn't have even been there in the first place.
But unbelievable. Would you have moved in with them though?
I wouldn't have risked that, but I think that's probably why it was a group of them that moved in. I think that's why he had so many people
I still wouldn't trust
to
them.
move in, in the home with them. But just still thinking about that, that's playing a dangerous game.
Yes.
And you only have one life to live. So I don't know. I probably would have just offered the money up front without doing the move in with them. If it came down to that. Because other than that, how is they going to get him out? And remember, we did, if you guys go back to a previous show, a young lady lost her life.
Yes. Trying to get squatters out of her house.
Right.
They unalived. The squatters unalived her. Like that was really their house. It gets dangerous. That's why I was like, I can't believe that, they did that. And I told the story about how I first found out about squatter rights. My auntie had someone to move in, and she tried to get them out, and we like, get out of here. My auntie don't want you here. all the family members, and we like call the police. They called the police and they couldn't do nothing about it. My auntie started banging pots and pans and doing all the kind of stuff to make them leave. She wasn't budging. Oh my God. I mean, she did everything to make that woman life miserable,
Right,
people. Do
right.
you hear me?
And
And
that's
she
what they
wasn't
do.
budging.
And the thing of what's so sad, what's crazy about it, these squatters, they know. They know they got the upper hand. You know, they know what they doing. It is like they could just live for free.
And my auntie was gonna lock her out if she left the house, but she let her son go out and do all the errands. Oh my goodness. I'm like squatter right? What's going on here? Oh
But they
wow.
do. They have to
Yeah.
get rid of the laws, though, people. They
Yeah,
have to. I mean,
this is
they have
ridiculous.
to amend the laws to, to give these owners their rights. Take away
Exactly,
from these
people.
squatters. That's not right. It's not fair. I don't understand it, but that's the way it is. And people know they getting more and more smarter about this
Exactly.
situation.
Exactly.
People know now, oh, if I come into your home and as long as I got some mail coming here,
Yeah.
that's what it takes.
That's what it. That's all it takes. I
That's
think you have to
all
be,
it
and then I
takes.
think they have to be at least there 2 or 3 months or something. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
just
that
sad.
easy. It's
Yes.
that easy. So
And
people
it
be
had to.
aware.
That
Be
takes a lot of
aware.
nerve
You
to
let
take over
somebody come
somebody
in your
else's
home.
house. That's a lot of nerve. You know that.
It
That's a lot of
is.
nerve.
It's a lot of nerve, but people got these nerves now. And I think it's probably gonna happen more and more with the way the economy is going. So
Yeah, exactly. A lot of. I mean, we think homeless was bad. It's getting worser and worser. It's getting bad. Well, even the people in the subsidized housing, they even going from there to the streets. It's getting
it
bad, people.
is. It
It's getting
really
real
is.
bad.
A lot of them are losing fundings.
Yes.
They're losing the funds, government funds.
And then you notice that even the
They're being
nursing
cut.
homes, that's it's limited nursing homes. Now, where people have to get taken care of in their
Yeah.
homes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
It's really,
bad.
really sad.
Yes, it is.
This world in which we are living in today. So, I don't know. But I was reading this article. I just got to bring this up because I really would like to know your opinion. I hope you guys comment or,
People,
hey,
don't
feel
forget to
free.
like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, yes. Yep. Like, share, subscribe to Sip and Speak the Tea. But check this out. Why, I'm going to see if I can find this. But I was reading this article, right, about, this is in California. So there's a transgender man changing over to a woman, right? And he's into sports. Now I don't know if this was in college or some type of state thing. I have to find it. But what happened was this transgender, I don't know, how would you say that's a transgender man because he's transing over to a woman?
I guess.
So, however, why he was in a competition and okay, it was sports, right?
Mhm.
And mind you, he's competing with all women. So
Well,
he won every sport
because he's
and was
stronger.
able to move to the finals. So the thing of it is that Trump administration said, okay, this is not acceptable. Because I guess, he really is a man and this is not acceptable. So if he continue on, or I should say she, I don't know how she refers
Well, as
herself
Trump
to.
said, he is a he and a she is a she now. So
Okay, so if they allow this transgender person to continue on into the finals and stuff,
mhm.
then California will lose all government funding.
Oh,
Yes. And he's not playing about that because he said this is very unfair because you really have a man that's in a woman's sport and he's winning every competition. And he
Mm,
won every competition
I
and
believe
made it
it.
to the states.
Of course,
So I don't know. What do you
he's
guys think? Do
he's
y'all
built much stronger than the
right?
women. Oh,
So what do you guys think though? Should he be allowed to continue into women's sports because he is
no,
transgendering over
no,
to a
he's built
woman?
different. No, no,
Or
no.
should he be competing in the men? Although he's transgender, should he be, competing with all men in the
Exactly.
men's
He's
sport?
built different. He's stronger. Either way, any way you put it, he's much stronger.
Right. Because the physique, we are different,
Exactly.
men and
Autonomy
women.
is totally different.
Yes, indeed. And that's the way I felt too. And I was like, yeah, this is one time I think I have to go with Trump on this matter.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have to go with Trump on
Yeah.
this one.
I go with
I
that
think
too.
it's very unfair. Very unfair. And I think that they should take all of that back and give the women another opportunity,
Exactly.
for
Yes.
someone
Take it
else
back and let
to
them
win,
redo it.
yeah, to redo the competition.
Yes.
So I don't know how that's gonna play out, what's gonna happen with that. But I just thought when I read that, I was like, what? I was like, well, let me think about that for a minute. Cause but then I
It's
think
not a thing.
transgender, but I wonder how do the transgender people feel about that though?
Did
Because with
anybody
them
comment?
personally, they may feel like, but I'm a woman now. But you're not real. Well, are you? Well, I don't
You
know.
still built different though.
How would that really
You still
work? It gets
built
confusing
different.
to me.
It's still you still build different, no matter.
Because you could say, well, you were born male. So
I just
you're a
don't
male.
feel they should just compete in competitions. That's it. That's all. Anything else, okay, but not a competition. They're built different, stronger.
Okay.
No matter
Well,
how we put it,
that's
they're built stronger.
that's true. But don't get me wrong, we got some strong women out there.
Oh yeah, but they still build stronger though.
No matter what you say, how you go around it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just have to keep up with that because I wonder
This tea pretty
how's
good, y'all.
that. Yeah, it is. It really is. I just wonder how's that going to work out in the future and with other states, with the transgender thing. Like, how would they go about that if they get into sports? Which side or, which one would they be? Would they be considered male or would they be considered women?
Well, Trump said a man is a man, a woman is a woman. He put it that simple for now. For now, while he's in office. Ugh.
Right. But then again, I think it's going to bring uh, some chaos and I don't know. It's just kind of going to be divided, I think. If
Well, we'll see what happens out of it.
how that will work out. I don't know. I just that was just something to me. And I said, well, let me think about that for a minute. Because if I was a transgender person, how would I feel about that? But then again, I don't think that I would really mind as long as I got a chance to compete. Knowing like, okay, if I'm a woman, I wanted to transgender into a man,
I wouldn't
I
even
would
think that
compete
hard than it
into
about
women.
it.
Huh? Well, no, I mean,
It-
fair is fair.
exactly.
Fair is fair for
Being fair is
all
he
type.
shouldn't compete. Simple as that. He shouldn't compete.
Well, you mean
He
he should
should.
compete with the men?
Yeah, he should compete with the man.
With the men.
So
I don't know.
yeah. All right, people. I wrote a book, The Untold Story, The One That Got Away. I wrote it for the women that lost their lives. People, I do want to say something though. Okay, it's been a couple of serial unalivers here in Milwaukee. And I just feel I feel some type of way because they will show and they'll talk about only certain ones, the Caucasian ones. There was a black one, and they're trying to wipe they trying to wipe the history away and forget about the women that lost their lives. And the women I'm talking about is the women in here. You know, they doing documentaries on everything, but they will not talk about the women that lost their lives. And I'm just wondering, I'm just feeling a type of way. But
Yep, and you
I'll get
should.
more in depth about it, and I'm gonna tell my story on here.
Yep.
And I'm thinking about I'm gonna do my own documentary. But I wrote the book for the children and my children and myself, because that was a load I carried for years. The proceeds will go back to Sip and Speak the Tea, so we can bring y'all better content and be on more. And I hope y'all support, and y'all can get the book at Amazon, Walmart, bigger books. It's a lot of places.
Right.
Barnes
Right.
and Noble. So
Yeah.
I hope y'all support and read the book.
Yes. And know that the serial unaliver that she's speaking of is known as the North
No size
Side
strangler.
Strangler here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we ask that you all please, do some research and help bring exposure, to this story. Help bring exposure to what he had done to the women, the unaliving of women
They
here
speak
in
about the
Wisconsin and
rest of
Milwaukee.
them, but they will not speak about this one,
Right.
people.
All the lives matter.
All lives matter.
All the lives matter, and it needs to be exposed. It needs to be exposed. This story should have been just as big as Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yes,
And now they're stuck on the Maxwell and the Sade Robinson case.
exactly.
And there's been a lot of exposure, on this particular one
A lot
particular
on
case.
both of them, and
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there's nothing on those other women that lost their lives in this Northside Strangler though.
Right.
People, don't y'all wonder why? Why is that? Okay.
Mm, mm, mm.
Um,
Yes.
do you
Okay.
have any motivation quotes or anything for us in that?
You put me on the spot. I
No,
don't
if
think
you
so.
don't, that's okay. If you
Oh
don't,
my
that's
goodness.
okay.
Yeah, I don't today.
You get
Shame on
more.
me.
Well, we can just continue it on the next
The
segment.
next one, and I will have one. My promise. I will definitely have a motivational quote for you guys.
So until next time,
Stay
people.
tuned. Stay tuned. Please be a blessing so that you too shall be blessed.
To tea with D&D. Bye bye.